Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that when you first meet this person, I think other people are excited about them. Maybe you're even introduced to them as a potential love interest, but you see through this person, and maybe you're even a little bit frustrated because the people that you know, your friends or your family, they don't seem to see what you see. I do feel like you're more perceptive than most of the people that you deal with. You're coming through as the Queen of Swords, regardless of your gender. This is commenting on your power of observation and your perceptive abilities. So I guess this is all to say maybe everybody else thinks that they're great, but your intuition isn't lying. There's something here that's a little bit weird with the moon in the reverse. That's like hidden motives. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime 10. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Nathaniel. Hello, Key Controller. How's it going? If you would like a personal reading, my email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box below, along with a link if you would like to join memberships. Thank you to my members. Hello, Selena. How are you doing? Let's start with the Pope Tarot. What else do we have? Four of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Swords, Page of Wands. I think for many of you, the reason that you have not like the best opinion of this person, or the reason why when you meet them, you're just kind of like put off, is there's something that creates chaos or instability, or maybe there's something unpredictable that happens and alters some plans. But this person, the way they react is very telling for you. This is why I'm saying I feel you're very observant. You pay attention to the little details that maybe for other people, it's not really that important. But you know that diction is important, body language, eye contact, and that you can figure out a lot about a person based on how they handle a difficult situation. So it looks to me like this might be part of why you don't like this person, or it could be kind of like some validation for you after your first impression was kind of like, there's something I don't like about you. Hello, Corey. Hello, Carl. How's it going? What else do we have? King of Wands, Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, this is somebody who has maybe made you question them a little bit because of their like attitude towards money or wealth. I feel I'm reading for somebody who's very bold or capable, but you don't believe in bragging about your status. You don't, compete with the Joneses, right? But the King of Pentacles in the reverse, the person that you're dealing with, this is somebody who's like trying to get points for the wrong reasons, right? Like bragging about things instead of, talking about ideas. So that could be one of those initial things that make you feel this person is not someone you want to associate with. So if you're tracking, the Queen of Swords is also our King of Wands. This is why we don't pay attention to gender in tarot. This is energy, not body. But you are dealing with a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Eight of Cups. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're looking around the room at people like, really, you all are buying this? Like, you really like this person? Maybe it's representative of social media. You're not really understanding why people like all their posts when you're like, man, this person's insufferable. They throw a little fit. Maybe you're the only one who sees it, Maybe you're the only one who knows what it actually denotes about this person's character. But the Nine of Pentacles is in the reverse because other people are not seeing this person for who they really are. And the Eight of Cups could indicate it's because this King of Pentacles in the reverse only showed their true colors in a moment of weakness, or maybe they were really angry and you saw it. In other words, they may be doing a better job of hiding this character from other people, but you're also more perceptive. Hello, Hunter. How's it going? Hello, Robert. What's up? Oh, we got the Death card. Four of Cups and the Page of Swords. For many of you, this person is reminiscent of a character you knew long ago. So you may have had a best friend that was just like this. You might have dated somebody that was just like this. You might have had like someone in your family like this. But there's something here about you and your progress in life, maybe having gone through a spiritual awakening, for example, where things that used to impress you or things that used to be important to you, those things have changed. And this King of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like old energy to you. It's like, I hate using this. It's like putting on a swimsuit that hasn't fully dried, right? Ugh, I hate that. This is why you need more than one swimsuit when you go on a trip, you guys. We've got someone who has not learned the things that you have learned. And for you, that's pretty clear. Begs the question, what about the people who can't see through this person? Have they also got that issue? Just curious. All right, this is What's the News. What else do we have? Ooh, Lord. All right. Spilling the beans. Playa. Sipping and harmony. Okay. Yeah. You see that this King of Pentacles in the reverse has ulterior motives, Moon in the reverse, right? And you, from I think the very first time you meet them, I think you find them to be untrustworthy. And then it's like, okay, let's see what actually happens. Let's see if my intuition is validated. And then it does get validated because we have the playing the field card or not looking to settle. This is either somebody who's playing friends against each other or manipulating a community in some way. Or this is literally a person who is introduced to you as somebody's partner, and you see them being unfaithful or, pursuing something they shouldn't, right? But there's definitely some element of scandal because we have the gossip card with that sipping, and harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. I feel like this is almost like a little dramatic, like it's a book or a movie or something where you have this pretty serene situation, or you're pretty good at keeping things balanced and in a good situation. And then you meet this person, and the fact that you see them so differently from everybody else creates a lot of drama. What was that movie? Is it Meet the Parents? Where doesn't he just like totally hate the like ex-fiance or something? I don't know. I guess there's a lot of other like baggage in that movie, but this is you experiencing a hiccup in terms of things being relatively calm in your life. And it's because this new person shows up and you don't like them, and everybody else is like, but why? They're great. Just give them a chance. And you're like, I did. Like 5 seconds worth. That's a big chance. It's not your fault. You're very perceptive. We've got extra, dramatic, trying too hard, and starter. That's the problem. They're trying too hard. You're like, why do you care so much if everybody loves you? Why are you, for some of you, you're like, why are you a brown noser? Why are you like I don't know. I want to use the word cloying. I don't know if that's the right application, but it's like syrupy, like they're too much. And you're like, I don't think that's your real character. I feel like you're just trying to get people to like you. And then this lucky break, this is something that you happen to see, 8 of Cups, when they think everybody else is gone. Maybe you overhear something, maybe you saw something, but you have this ability to be in the right place at the right time. And that works for you in terms of validating your concerns on this person. And then you're like, oh man, now what do I do? This is the Noisy Tarot. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Hello, Illuminati. What's going on? There's that Queen of Swords again and the Hierophant. Oh, this makes it that much more likely that this is somebody who's getting married. I don't feel like this is you marrying this person. Because it's like somebody wants you to like this person because they're already like in some way attached. And I feel like there's that burden or that pressure that you get, right? When you've got a friend who's really excited about a relationship, maybe they're engaged, maybe they're moving in, and they're like, you got to meet them. They're great. And you meet them and you're like, I mean, like, good for you for like being in a relationship, I think. Right? Oh, you want me to say more? Like about the person? Sure looks like they're not a mouth breather. Like faint praise. Faint praise. That's all we can do here. It's like somebody's really excited to introduce you to this person and you're like not about it. And you're like, I don't really want to lie to you, but I also feel like if I tell you what I really believe about this person, you're going to maybe be a little bit mad. So I think, so King of Wands was your energy as well, right? This is the thing. Notice I've told you, you are the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. And the Hierophant is the person who's lying, the person that you don't trust. You are on either side of the Hierophant facing the Hierophant. Do you know what that tells me? You see both faces. They show everybody else the sweet side, and you're over here like, nope, I've seen the other version. I've seen the other character. Maybe you all don't know what it is, but I do. You're like hyper vigilant, keenly aware that this is somebody who's up to something, probably manipulating, I don't know, your family or your friends. And now you have to figure out, how am I going to navigate these waters? Because if I just like sound the alarm, maybe people are just going to assume that I'm hateful for some reason, especially if this is like a rival in any way. So we've got Strength in the reverse, the Chariot, and Justice. This is like basically accepting if I'm going to observe what I feel I've observed. I can't really say anything or sound that alarm with my friends or family until I have something concrete. Like I have to actually be able to back up my words. Otherwise, people are just going to think that I'm being weird, you know? Oh, you're seeing something that's not there. Just relax. We're just so happy that that person's getting married is all. And you're like, no. It's great to like achieve things in life, but if you're getting married or if you're making something serious with a person that you cannot trust, then like, the truth is kind of important, Aunt Mildred. It's like, I'm going to stop you right there because we need to know who this person is, right? But there's a lot of pressure from family or friends that you just like this person and be excited about it. It's the worst, isn't it? Hello, how's it going, James? That's right. What else? Hanged Man. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, see, you feel like you're seeing the same thing that everybody else is seeing, but like completely different. Like it's one of those Rorschach tests. What does the ink blot look like to you? Or can you see the sailboat? If you get that reference, I love you. If you don't, just like read the comments. Maybe it's in there. I don't know. This is definitely indicative, though, with the Knight of Swords being in the reverse, that you feel this is somebody who's either rushing, for example, an engagement, or you feel like this is somebody who has a habit of speaking in a way that makes it clear to you that they are lying. Maybe they've actually said something that you know to be a lie, but your Hanged Man card indicates not just that you have a different perspective on this person, but I think also that you are a little bit torn, right? Like, I know I need to say something at some point, but if I say something at the wrong time, it's not going to be taken seriously. And then maybe everybody just tells me to like go home. Yeah, 8 of Cups. So this is like feeling like a little bit like an episode of Psych or like a murder mystery. I'm not suggesting there's been anyone that has passed away, but there's, you know, a natural art for like an episode because there's a deadline. Somebody's getting married or something legal is happening. Maybe someone's just moving in, but still, Hierophant generally refers to, you know, a serious level. 10 of Wands, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. You really don't want this person to make it official. You don't want things to be worse if they don't know the truth now. So that's why you're so stressed about finding the right time to talk to this person. It's like, man, when do I do this and make sure that like you understand that I care about you? And that's why I'm telling you that it's not that I'm jealous or anything like that. Because I really don't want you to lose anything to this person. I don't want you to be manipulated by this person. I don't want you to invest in this person. But it's kind of like you have to dash somebody's dreams, you know? Sorry, I know you really thought you like hit the jackpot, but like more like the crackpot. Is that offensive? I'm sorry. It's just me. Did I say hello to Hunter? Hello, Hunter. Hello, Matt. How's it going? This is the Love Oracle. Ah, yes, of course. Okay. So look, this is not for everyone, but for a decent percentage of you. Whoever is this Queen of Swords, King of Wands energy, the perceptive one, there's something here about you being like the favored child, like the all-star track person in high school. Like there's popularity or attention or people that really like you. And then there's some element of competition with this person. It's like people get really excited about this King of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm hearing people like basically comment that you're just jealous. Like you're just mad because somebody else is getting all the attention and you usually get the attention. It might only be 1 or 2 people that say this to you, but I do feel like, you know, if I speak up on this person, there's going to be some BS that's thrown my way because everybody thinks I'm like, Marsha. That's why we have this beauty card. I do feel like, because you're the King of Wands, okay? King of Wands is, generally speaking, a pretty attractive person. And it might not just, you might not be like a Greek god or goddess, but you definitely have some like, I mean, I guess I could refer to it as BDE, je ne sais quoi. You walk in the room and people are like, damn, who's that? And it could be your energy. It could be how you actually look. It could be all of the above. It could be the fact that you're just charming AF, but whatever it is, there's some comparison here between you and this King of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you're of similar age. Maybe you dated the same people. Maybe you have a similar career. whatever it is, it's like, if I speak up, people are going to think that this is because I want the attention or because I'm threatened by this person. We've got ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time. You may have had a past of being a little bit of a partier. This could make people not believe what you are saying or not take seriously whatever your intuition is telling you. But for others of you, this ecstasy card is close to the extra card, which is our King of Pentacles in the reverse, the person that you don't trust. There's a lot of excitement about this person, and somebody who maybe is, engaged to them. They're chasing the thrill, or they're chasing a title. They want this like achievement in life. So they're wearing blinders. They don't want to actually know who this King of Pentacles in the reverse is. And that's why, like, okay, so you're willfully ignoring the signs. So when I do tell you what's going on, there's going to be an argument. You're going to doubt me because you can see this person wants to be connected to the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It's not like they're open to hearing about, at least they don't make it seem like they're open to hearing any negative feedback. Hello, Rainbow Warrior. Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Hello, Ruben. What's up? Distracted, sidetracked, change, delays, bitterness, resentment, hurtful words. Yep, this is how they would receive it. So even though you have good intentions, you want to protect somebody from this King of Pentacles in the reverse, they're just going to see it as like a waste of their time and you being bitter. Lovely. Isn't that lovely? Return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. See, this is close to the lucky break card. So I feel like this is the opportunity is the word that matters on here. I feel like return is tied to this Eight of Cups. You hear or see something about this King of Pentacles in the reverse because you come back. Maybe everybody left a party or everybody's heading out to their vehicles from the restaurant or the bar and you forgot your coat. So you go back in and you hear something or you see something and you're like, oh, so you were exactly what I thought you were. Ha! Now, do we need to spend our whole life trying to prove our intuition about other people correct? No, but I feel like in this situation, you're doing this because you want to protect somebody from a person that seems to be untrustworthy. So I'm not going to yell at you for being all up in somebody's business. You just got to, I appreciate that you want to find the right time. You're trying to do things the right way, All right, this is the Wild Reflections Tarot. Ooh, that does not sound like a good idea. What else do we have? Two of Wands, Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you heard this person say something, majority of you, because Eight of Wands is communication. Yeah, I feel like you went back for something. The Two of Wands is like right next to this return. So it's like a second visit. And now you feel like, okay, I think I've put in the work that I need to. I feel like that's like I've got evidence now, or I think I know what's going on now. You're getting to a point where you feel more comfortable telling people what you believe to be true, taking, the evidence you have or having this difficult conversation with whomever is, connected to this King of Pentacles in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, which makes it even more likely that this is an engaged pair or maybe even they're married. We've got the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Pentacles. I really do feel like they, like the community, the family, the group of friends, if you speak up, they feel like you're just trying to start ish. They feel like you're competitive or like you want to be better than this person. Maybe like I feel like they remind you of somebody, or maybe they just make you like look bad in some way. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Pentacles, we both have a woman who is working on something that is a circle. So it makes me feel like we have a pattern, something that is repeating. This person could remind you of somebody else in your family, could remind you of a friend, could remind you of somebody else you've dated. But this is like, no, I've seen this before. I know what's going to happen. And I'm trying to make sure that this Queen of Pentacles doesn't go through that. Sometimes people aren't going to listen to you. It's a very real thing. Sometimes people have to learn lessons on their own. But if you can help somebody avoid a situation, it's about approaching it in a respectful way, right? Hey, Ralph, how are you doing? The Sun, Judgment in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. Yeah. I just saw the singing telegram dude from the movie Clue. It's a classic. And it's funny because the sun, unlike many other depictions of this card, there's a gong on this card indicating timing or perhaps even a doorbell. I feel like you went back to this person's place or you went back to this bar or restaurant or whatever. It's you going back and you like hear something or you see something and you're like, liar! You're a liar! Because judgment is in the reverse. Somebody felt like they were alone or somebody felt like they could, take the mask off. Everything was fine. And you were there and you saw Magician in the reverse. You saw them doing something that some of you maybe walked in on somebody doing some spell work. Some of you just heard them talking in their normal way. Page of Swords. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse. Some of you overheard an amorous conversation, talking about meeting up with somebody that they shouldn't be, talking about what they did with somebody they shouldn't have done, because we did have the playa card, right? Yeah. So we've got somebody with this Page of Swords, somebody drawing before they actually shoot the arrow, right? You've got the truth, you know what you need to say, but you know that when you tell this person that you care about, they're going to see this as a loss. It's not like you can just take, two compliments, make a nice little, what do they call it? Ish sandwich. Gosh, you look great today. Your person's cheating on you, but oh, look, I love your nails. This is I've got to figure out how I deliver this information in a way that is respectful, but also very clear, because I don't want this person to go through any trouble because they can't trust the King of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, let's get a few from the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have? It's going well. Thank you, Ruben. What about you? $30, the Lily. Another reference to peace and harmony and mental strength. I'm telling you, you've been through some ish and you have worked on yourself. I feel like that's why we had the Death card. You know that you need to work on yourself from time to time. You've not left things go, unhealed, at least not for a long time. You have an appreciation for your intuition because it's gotten stronger after you've gone through this spiritual awakening. That's part of the reason why you're more perceptive or more quick, I guess, You're fast on the uptake because you actually figure this person out. It's because you've had to find that inner peace. You've had to reestablish stability after things went haywire. And even though that's not a fun situation, it does have its, benefits. Silver lining, if you will. Oh, I love that. So we've got number 16 and number 15, the stars and the bear. So what may have been, kind of like a showstopper for other people, or may have just resulted in somebody saying, this is too hard, I won't do this. You kept moving. You went through your healing. That's why you have another reference, again, to strength. The tree is about mental strength. This could be a little bit about stubbornness, but I feel like this is more so the fact that you are protective. You want this person to not go through anything difficult or painful with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, potentially because you yourself have dealt with somebody like this. But I admire your tenacity in wanting to protect this person. For some of you, it's a sibling. For others of you, it may actually be an ex. All right, this is the truth is. What else do we have? Hello, Kay. How are you doing? Again? This may be a continuation from another reading. I guess it makes sense that these two would come out together, though. So we had strength in the reverse, which is essentially the same as the devil in the upright, because it means there's somebody here who gives in to temptation. We've got abusive and addiction. So you may have overheard or seen something that made you believe that your suspicions were correct, that this person could be the type to be emotionally or even physically abusive. You may have noticed that they have an unhealthy relationship with substances, but it does cause you to be concerned over somebody being connected to this person, because whatever you've seen or heard, it makes you feel like you need to help your friend or help your family member. Wow. Okay. This is definitely a continuation. Double life, trust issues. See, the thing is, people assume they can't take you seriously initially because of how much change you've been through. For some of you, you are calling somebody out who does the same things that you used to do. For others of you, you're picking out that this person is unhealthy because you've been in that kind of relationship. And some people may feel that you're paranoid and you already, like, you look for that in people, right? Hello, Johnny. How's it going? Thank you. Let's get a few from the Overthinker's Oracle. Weird. So there's one card that's flipped over. That's where I happen to open or like split the deck, and it's I wish I had chosen you. What else? Monitoring spirit. So we could have a little bit of spying skills here with the Hierophant, the person that you don't trust, the King of Pentacles in the reverse. But you've earned some good karma because of the changes that you've made in your life. And I think because of your intentions. So we have another reference to codependency or possibly addictive energy. And we have, I'm desperate for another chance. This feels to me like the Queen of Pentacles who's desperate to have a meaningful relationship, who is maybe wearing some blinders, not wanting to know the reality of the person that they're getting hitched to or the person that they are moving in with, because they want that stability of a relationship. They just don't want to admit that maybe there are some concerning behaviors or things that indicate a toxic relationship, because they're so focused on having that title. I didn't comprehend what this connection was until it was too late. This often has a positive connotation. Now it has a negative connotation, especially because it's next to or below the devil energy card. So this is somebody who, again, they were maybe seeing the potential or seeing what they wanted to see, had blinders on. They didn't want to acknowledge that this King of Pentacles in the reverse was changing over time, or doing things that you can't really get excited about, because this might have been an effective mask at the beginning, but one would think that the Queen of Pentacles at some point has had to just kind of like do this, right? They may even question whether or not the King of Pentacles in the reverse really loves them. Are they just using them? I feel like God is punishing me. I'm afraid to commit. And starseed, sent from the cosmos. So you may relate to starseed. You may have had a past where you were afraid to commit. But I feel like the God is punishing me card is more so our Queen of Pentacles. They just don't really want to be, like, I feel like they're putting on a brave face. Or just completely trying to ignore the reality of the situation. And you are here to protect this person, in part because you have the intuition, but also because you've been through what you have. So that, I think, enables you to be more effective dealing with somebody who's manipulative like this. Hey, Vegitata. Hey, Tiana. How's it going? Let's get a few from the situations deck. What else do we have? Sold, history, past happened, retaliation, and insatiable. Yeah, see, there's something about how people view you. They expect you to like start-ish, or they feel like you're just automatically not going to like this person. That's why you feel like you really do have to get some sort of evidence. I also feel like for some of you, this is like you going back to a place you haven't been for a while, or there's something about you that doesn't necessarily fit in with everybody else. So that could add to this like kind of bias against you, the reason where you feel like you have to have enough to back up what you're saying, because they may just assume that you're retaliating for some reason. Hello, Joy. How are you doing? We've got realization and searching. So I do think that you figure this out probably faster than anybody else, or you're more willing to be honest about it. I just found this card hiding under the other ones. I feel like you find out this person's got a dating app account, or they're still talking to their ex. There's something that you overhear or that you find out, and it's clear with the Three of Cups in the reverse, that's a reference to infidelity, or somebody who's kind of blurring the lines of a relationship. Journal, writing, diary, keeping notes, and forbidden love. So I feel like you hear or you see a conversation between this person and somebody they shouldn't be all romantic or flirty with. Let's see if there's any. Let's see if there's any advice from the Zodiac fortune telling cards, and then we'll call it a day. You will be happiest with peace and quiet. There's been references to peace and harmony throughout. So yeah, I think you're just kind of excited to get away from all of this drama. Hopefully this is just like a little trip and you get to go home. Successful in big things if undertaken. So have confidence in the direction you feel pulled as far as your career or profession. You will soon meet the one you most want to meet. A family grief. So this could be a funeral. This could be a wedding that doesn't go well. If it's a funeral, my condolences. Persist and you will be more successful. And 2 is your lucky number. Oops, sorry, it's this way. So keep a little eye out for that. But a couple references to, oops, that's not for that one, to you're being successful if you stay focused. So don't let this whirlpool of drama drag you under. You gotta be able to handle what you need to and then get back to your responsibilities or your goals. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the memberships. Toodles.